we're basically starting just about right on time here. Oh, yeah, I didn't need. I'd already done that one. All right. Okay, so we're gonna wait a few minutes to give people a chance to come in. It's Hump Day, the middle of the week. So anyways, hopefully everybody's having a good week thus far. Have quite a few things to go over. Listen to the radio. It had everything I know. Stray, stray, yeah. I walk alone tonight. I was lost my will today. Stray, when I think about got nothing to lose. When you stray, gonna live my life without you until we're gone. Stray, stray. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose his shield must yield. In the red and the white and the blue it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheels. As Iron Man, all just a flame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turned into Hulk. Ain't he just gallantly wrecking the town with the powerful? You know, ain't so moms who isn't lovable, the ever loving Hulk. Hulk, Hulk. Cross the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the blue means heaven's roar. And behold, incredulous wonder, the god of thunder, mighty Thor. Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere, he can breathe underwater and go flying through the air. Noble submariner, prince of the deep, so beware of deadly demons. Lord Namor of Atlantis is the prince of the deep. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, can't you see? Just like flies, look out. There goes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen up. He's got radioactive blood from a tree low overhead. Take a look overhead. Hey there, there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome he is yours. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang up. Whenever there's a hang up, you'll find a Spider-Man. Everybody shout. Come on, let's hang out. It's time for the Groovies get together. You're gonna see how funny they can be. Well, it's time for the Groovy Ghoulies show. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Lassie and the Rescue Rangers. Lassie and the Rescue Rangers. How rich can you get? You're never gonna know till you met this young boy. Richie Rich is his name. His bank account is as rich as his name. And Richie Rich, it's a Richie. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you, pretending you got a shiver. You're not fooling me, 'cause I can't see the way you shake and shiver. And before you got a mystery to solve, so Scooby Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back. And Scooby Doo, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We're ready and you're willing. We can count on you, please, Scooby Doo. No, we'll catch that villain. Let's see now. Let's see. What else can we do here? Let's see. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Do 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 do. Transformers, robots in disguise. Autobots rage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers. All right, well, I guess it's a good time to kind of go over what's on tap for tonight. We got 10 stories tonight. Five, and I'm gonna actually start out with anime because that's the most we have. With the most we have, we have five, and well, technically four anime and one manga, but manga stories in the anime session. All the stories, of course, coming to us from CBR. We got well, 8 of the 10 stories coming out from CBR. 3 comic related stories and a couple of pro wrestling stories, pro wrestling highlights to go through. So, um, among them include some releases, of course. Um, Tokyo's 24th Ward being delayed. Um, some more about the whole Studio Map controversy with the working conditions there. I'm just going to get talked a little bit about. Um, Fate Grand Order Final Singularity has set its streaming premiere date. To be to stream G Kids award winning animated titles. That's just all in the. I think there's one more somewhere here. That might have been it right there. Oh, and Demon Slayer, of course. This is a manga story. Demon Slayer announces the English release of light novel. Terms of the comic stories, as it were. Those will include. Those include, of course, Marvel is giving a unique look to Loki for the 2099 world. Let's see. Also, the My Little Pony reboot movies Hoofed Heroes headline a new IDW series. So, IDW is now trying to focus more on My Little Pony. And then there's going to be a limited reprint in honor of George Perez, a limited crossover event. And then also, we got some stuff to talk about in regards to Cody Rhodes and his departure from AEW, as well as a potential Steve Austin, Kevin Owens match at this coming WrestleMania. So that's all it's on tap for tonight. Let's see where everybody's at here as soon as I get back to the point where let's see. Anybody else coming in? No, we're past the 10-minute mark, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And of course, This Day in Each History segment at the end of the night as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the news articles here. Let me check here. I didn't even realize that was there. Well, now that I just seen that. Okay, so here we go then. Gonna get started here. All right, so here's the first article we're gonna look at here. Tokyo 24th Ward delays next episode due to quality issues. Cloverworks announces that the broadcast of Tokyo 24th Ward's 7th episode will be delayed a week to maintain the show's production quality. Article by Hanshin Wasalamundalige, published 12 hours ago. So let's see what's going on here. The broadcast of the 7th episode of Studio Cloverworks' Tokyo 24th Ward has been delayed 1 week due to the show's production quality issues. The official website of the anime series announced that the next episode will air on February 23rd, which is 1 week from today, rather than February 16th, which was supposed to be aired today, I guess, in order to, quote, maintain the quality of the main story, unquote. The team behind Tokyo 24th Ward apologized to fans for the wait, stating that reruns of the series' 6th episode will be broadcast this week instead. So at least they're going to still keep everything in check. But I wonder if they'll tell us what the actual quality issues were. Tokyo 24th Ward has reportedly been plagued with production problems from the beginning. As this news comes after a series of tweets by Cloverworks animation director Kiminori Ito, complaining about how the series production has been handled. In November of last year, they compared working on the series to being, quote, aboard a sinking ship. Oh, God. That's not a good description of your work environment when you're trying to put a series together. That if you don't have confidence in your series, then well, how do you expect fans to have confidence in it? That was about to go under. Quote: I've been involved in a lot of jobs with low quality drawings. You know, added, quote unquote. But it looks I'm about to experience an animation breakdown this time. I'm only half joking, unquote. The animation director then went on to call the anime series production schedule um, a word that rhymes with sit and hit, quote unquote, and stated that the whole ordeal brought the dark history of Cloverworks to mind. Hmm. So I guess Cloverworks is another company that having some issues there. Huh? We've also been hearing a lot about stuff going on with Studio Mappa as well, which we'll get to in a little bit here. Tokyo 24th Ward centers around childhood friends Shuta Aoi, Ron Akagi, and Koki Suido, who grew up together in a special district on an artificial island in Tokyo Bay called, quote unquote, the 24th Ward. Tragedy strikes, however, when Koki's sister, Asumi, dies after their school catches on fire and the trio spend their time arguing about the best way to save her, rather than working together to do so. Their friendship breaks down as a result of her death until they are brought together again at the first anniversary memorial of the incident, where they receive a strange phone call by someone claiming to be Asumi, who urges them to, quote unquote, choose the future. This mysterious individual presents them with life and death situations and thus begins a race against time as Shuta, Ron, and Koki work to protect the 24th Ward and its people. Let's see if anybody's come in yet or said hi or anything like that. No, I guess not. Uh, oh, well, we have somebody just came in. Hello. Thank you for the like and share, and I guess you'll be lurking if hopefully everything is well with you. Goody, we have two people in here now. Yay! Anyways, so getting back to the article here. And of course, feel if you have anything you want to add to the conversation, if you have any questions you want to ask about what we're talking about or reading about here, or have you, feel free to chime in there. Um, let's see. Tokyo 24th Ward has some serious talent working behind the scenes. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Naokatsu Suda, serving as its director. Its Japanese voice cast also features many legendary voice actors such as Junya Imoki, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train as Shuta, Yuma Uchida from Jujutsu Kaisen as Ron, Kaito Ishikawa from My Hero Academia as Koki, and Manaka Iwami, Fruits Basket, as Asumi. First 6 episodes of Tokyo 24th Ward can be streamed now on Crunchyroll and Funimation, with new episodes being broadcast weekly. And that's the end of that one. Uh, Getting ready to move on to the next one. See, so. All right. All right, so here we now. This is something that's been getting talked a lot about, particularly recently. I know Hiro Hay did kind of a video on this the other day as well. So, Attack on Titan director reignites anime crunch debate after working 72 hours straight. Teruyuki Omine reportedly reveals he had to work for 3 days straight prompting new discussion about the anime industry's treatment of artists. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 11 hours ago. Attack on Titan, the final season, Part Two's animation studio Mappa is facing criticism once again for allegedly overworking its employees, which has been going on for quite a while now. It's one of the big stories that's been going on in animation industry. According to Socials Frag, in a now deleted tweet that was originally posted on February 7th, that was a week ago this past Monday, episode director and animator Teruyuki Omine stated, quote, I went home for the first time in 3 days, implying that he had been at the office and working on the series for 72 hours straight. Whoa! Omine received supportive replies from fans of the series telling him to get some rest, and the animator has since deleted the tweet. But the simple statement has renewed discussions about the anime industry's work culture, in particular, the frequent criticisms that animators have leveled against animation studio Mappa. Mappa, in particular, is known to really just crank with all the properties that they're cranking out, stuff like that. It's like the workload is pretty excessive. In 2021, veteran animator Ippei Ichi criticized Mappa and its frequent collaborator streaming giant Netflix for underpaying animators who worked on the two companies' productions. An anonymous animator previously alleged that the studio makes its animators work in quote unquote factory like conditions and force them to work quote until the sun came up unquote, while yet another animator criticized the company's management for taking on too many projects at once. I think I do kind of remember hearing about that a while back. That particular allegation. Mappa publicly denied the allegations and stated that it that it offers its artists quote unquote fair rates. The studio has since tried to improve its image and attract new talent by opening a new office in Okikubo with more employee amenities and offering artists who work on its upcoming Chainsaw Man adaptation pay rates and benefits that are higher than the industry average. Yeah, that almost seems like the idea of putting a carrot. I'm sorry, but the way that sounded, it almost seems like the idea of putting a carrot on the end of a stick, in front of a horse. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys have seen that image before. The idea of the carrot on the stick, and being, using it to lead the horse to get it to go where you want it to go. In addition to Attack on Titan and Chainsaw Man, Mappa currently has numerous other anime projects in production, including the newly announced next season of Jujutsu Kaisen and the upcoming ballet drama Dance Dance Danseur, the Kakegurui twin spin-off series for Netflix. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the gambling anime Kakaguri or not. And movies based on Yuri on Ice and Zombieland Saga. Mappa isn't the only anime studio to face criticism for overworking its employees. And this is probably alluding to something that we were just reading about in the previous article here. Kiminori Ito, who is currently working as the animation director on Studio Cloverworks action series Tokyo 24th Ward, has publicly criticized the studio's management on his personal Twitter account. Quote, the schedule is word that rhymes with sit and hit. Which brings to mind the dark history of Cloverworks, unquote. They wrote, Ito also implied that they have had to pull extended hours on their project and said, quote, I'm aboard a sinking ship. We're about to go under. Oh, God. Oh, boy. I chuckle at it, but it is kind of sad that these guys are getting worked like like barn animals. In February 2021, the New York Times published a report stating that full-time animators in Japan make as little as 200 US dollars a month. While the anime industry is currently booming, the report predicts a potential crash due to a continued exodus of experienced talent who are leaving the anime business in favor of higher paying and less stressful careers in other fields. Legislation is currently being discussed in Japan that would place tighter regulations on how the anime and manga industry treats their employees. So maybe the Japanese Department of Labor is looking into like the work hours. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they actually have unions or can have unions in Japan, but sounds like they're trying to do something. Anyway, so there's that article. See if you guys have anything you want to say there. Anyways, let's see now. I just want to see if anybody wants to say anything. Hear more about it. Not, we'll probably get ready to go on here. La dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da. See now. All right, so here's the next article we're going to look at. Fate Grand Order Final Singularity, Grand Temple of Time, Solomon set streaming premiere date. Crunchyroll announces that the lengthily titled sequel to the Fate Grand Order Babylonia movie will soon be available for streaming. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 9 hours ago. The luxuriously named Fate Grand Order Final Singularity, the Grand Temple of Time, Solomon, is coming to both Crunchyroll and Funimation. Crunchyroll confirmed that it will stream the new Fate Grand Order film starting on February 18th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is, let's see, the 18th, that's this Friday. The movie originally premiered in Japan in June of 2021, and the direct sequel to the Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia anime series. Funimation also confirmed that it will stream the movie, which will also premiere on its service at the same time and date. The movie will continue the story where the anime series cliffhanger finale left off. Crunchyroll describes the Babylonia anime series as 2017 AD. Researchers and scholars of both magecraft and science have been gathered to maintain human civilization under the Chaldea Security Organization. But calculations then proved the extinction of humanity in 2019. The cause is, quote, realms that cannot be observed, unquote, that suddenly appeared in various areas of history called singularities, quote unquote. Um, Ritsuka Fujimaru, the one master remaining in Chaldea, has been intervening within the singularities alongside the demi servant Mash Curiolite. He has been attending to the forbidden rituals to resolve or destroy the singularities, the Grand Order. The cast and crew from the anime series all reprised their roles for the film. The movie was produced by animation studio Cloverworks. It was helmed by director Toshifumi Akai, who also directed the anime series and also worked on Darling in the Franxx and The Idol Master. The film stars an all-star cast of veteran voice actors, including Kenichi Suzumura, Mars Red, Nobunaga Shimazaki, Free Iwatobi Swim Club, Rie Takahashi, Yoru Camp, Maya Sakamoto, the Visionary Phone. Yeah, Maya Sakamoto is one of those who not only is a VA or Syracuse, they call her over there, but she's also a singer. I know she did the opening theme for Record of Lotus War as well. And Miyuki Sawashiro from Lupin the Third. I think she does some singing as well. See if I'm still the only one here. The anime series and movie are based on the storyline of the mobile RPG Fate Grand Order, which was originally developed by Delightworks, a mobile game launched in 2015 for iOS and Android devices. It introduced a new branch to developer Type Moon's Fate Stay Night franchise. The game has been a massive success, grossing over $4 billion US dollars by 2019. And in addition to its animated adaptations, it has also spawned a tie-in manga, numerous video game spin-offs for consoles and arcades, as well as stage play in Japan. Well, the Fate series overall has always been a pretty popular series. The manga, the anime, it's probably probably right up there in terms of franchises with such greats as One Piece, Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto. Fate Grand Order is just one branch of the massive shared Fate universe that game developer Type Moon has created. Company got its start with games such as Tsukihime, and with Tsukihime, of course, translates into English as Moon Princess, and Fate Stay Night, which was later adapted into a multiple anime series that have evolved into one of the largest and most complex and most profitable anime franchises in the world. Oh, there we go with that one. Let me see now. before we get on to the next one here, let's see. All right. All right. Well, if I'm the only one here at the moment, I'll be right back. I gotta step away here. I'll be right back. Let me see something. Man. Okay, so I guess get ready to move on then to the next story here. 39 minutes. All right. Tubi to stream G Kids award-winning animated titles. G Kids and Tubi announced a partnership that will bring a selection of the distributors' award-winning library to the free streaming service. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 8 hours ago. Select G Kids animated movies, including the Academy Award winning Ernest and Celestine and A Cat in Paris, are headed to Tubi. The new animated movies will begin rolling out on Tubi later this month. In addition to the two previously mentioned Academy Award nominees, the new selections of films also includes Nocturna, a 2007 Spanish fantasy that won a Goya Award. As with the rest of Tubi's streaming library, the new titles will all be available for free as the platform is supported primarily through ads. Full list of G Kids titles coming to Tubi follows: Ernest and Celestine, A Cat in Paris, Nocturna, Eleanor's Secret, The Painting, A Town Called Panic, Back to School Panic, A Town Called Panic, Christmas Panic. Okay. The award-winning Ernest and Celestine is a 2012 comedy directed by Stephanie Aubier, Vincent Pétard, and Benjamin Renner, and is based on the series of celebrated children's books by Belgian author Gabrielle Vincent. The movie tells the story of Celestine, an artistic mouse, and Ernest, a desperate bear, who form an unlikely friendship. The movie was screened at the Cannes Film Festival and released to widespread critical acclaim. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature at the 86th Academy Awards, but ultimately lost to Disney's Frozen. The film was distributed by G Kids in the United States and given an English dub that starred Forrest Whitaker, Mackenzie Foy, Lauren Bacall, Paul Giamatti. A Cat in Paris was originally released in 2010. It was also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Picture. The movie centers on the titular cat, who during the day lives a quiet life as a pet of Zoe, a girl who is mourning the loss of her father, but at night assists the burglar Nico, who performs daring jewel heist. The movie was produced by French animation studio Full Image and directed by Alain Gagnol and Jean-Lo Felicioli, who also teamed up and directed the similarly critically acclaimed 2015 film Phantom Boy. So this may be more animation as well, as well. So 3 anime stories, 1 manga, and 1 animation. Let's see. Let's see if anybody else is here. No, of course not. Anyways, G Kids has built up a reputation for being the distributor behind the North American releases of several of the world's most critically acclaimed animated movies of the last several years, including Satoshi Kon's Millennium Actress, Kyoto Animation's acclaimed Liz and the Bluebird, Most recently, Mamoru Hosoda's Bell, which was one of Japan's highest grossing films of 2021, premiered in the United States in January. Tubi is a streaming service owned by the Fox Corporation. The service is available on a variety of devices, like Android and iOS mobile devices, select smart TVs, and video game consoles such as PlayStation 4, PS5, Microsoft, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and more. Tubi's getting more and more titles, aren't they? Seems to be the case. All right, so let's see now. Anything else? And we're still. Okay. All right. Well, let's see now. Let's see. Yeah, we got 46. We're about halfway through. Anything? All right. Oh, here we go. And I think we're about to hit the. Yeah, this is the last. This is actually more of a manga story than an anime story. But Demon Slayer announces English release for light novel trilogy. The Demon Slayer light novel trilogy, written by Aya Yajima and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotoge, will soon be making its way to Western shelves. Article by Lance Ghost, published 7 hours ago. Viz Media announced the English localization of a trilogy of light novels based on the hit shonen manga Demon Slayer. The 3 books are titled The Flower of Happiness, One Winged Butterfly, and Signs from the Wind, with each novel being named after the first chapter in each book. The trilogy features multiple short stories take place throughout the events of the main Demon Slayer narrative, with a few chapters set in the comedic world of spin-off series Kimetsu Academy. All 3 works were written by author Aya Yajima, while series creator Koyoharu Gotoge provided the book's cover art and accompanying illustrations. Um, There's pictures for the light novels, I guess. Let's see. See if anybody's dropped in yet. No. Oh, hey, Jason. How you doing, man? Anish doing. Um, Honestly, Jason, I don't know if there is a lot of I don't know if they're doing a lot of anime work. I think they are. I think a lot of the Ocean Studios and Blue Water. I think a lot of the Ocean Studios people are probably still doing some original Western animation work up there in Canada. But as far as getting any like new licenses that they're dubbing, I haven't heard of anything. I think the only thing right now that I know of that Ocean Studios is doing, the Ocean Studios based voice actors are doing, um are is those who were previously on Inuyasha reprised their voice roles for Yashahime. Of course, Kirby Morrow, having passed last year, um, was eventually replaced. I think Ian James Colette took over role of Moroku from him. But other than that, I haven't heard Yan. Let's see. I don't know if Yanis is doing any anime right now because I don't know, because obviously her characters were not part of the new Yashahime series. So I don't know if she's. Does Ocean Productions have? I don't know. I would think they would, but what's your favorite anime dub from Ocean Productions? There are a few, let's see. Let's see. I like Master Keaton. That's a good one. Um, I like Master Keaton. That was a pretty good anime. Let's see. I'm currently watching Infinite Revice, which is pretty fun to listen to, with the expanded cast. You know, and albeit I know this is not technically an anime, and in fact, I don't think this was actually done by Ocean Studios but it was still done by their voice artist, voice cast. X-Men Evolution's pretty good. Now that one's more of a Western animation cartoon, but that's another one. So, anyways, I hope you'll stick around. I'm actually going through some anime stuff right now, Jason. So hopefully you'll stick around, and if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people on here. That'd be appreciated. So let's continue this article here. The books are set at various points in Demon Slayer timeline, with each self-contained chapter featuring a different tone and focusing on a different character. Some chapters contain humorous peeks into the lives of the cast, such as when Demon Slayer core leader Kagaya Ubuyashiki tasked the other Hashiras um, with making the stoic Giyu smile, while other chapters contain heavier themes such as a story detailing the meeting between the Wind Hashira Sanemi Shinazugawa Shinazugura and his former partner Masachika. The announcement of the English localization of Demon Slayer's light novel trilogy comes as the anime adaptation wraps up its second season. The season's quote entertainment district unquote arc covered Tanjiro and his allies' investigation of a demon infested red light district, as well as a swordman's eventual showdown with the upper rank 6 siblings Daki and Gyutaro. The season finale also featured the animated debut of future antagonist Doma, who was revealed to be the nefarious villain that turned Daki and Gyutaro into demons. Following the conclusion of Demon Slayer's second season, animation studio Ufotable announced that a third season was in production and will cover the quote Swordsmith Village unquote arc, which focuses on Tanjiro's trip to the titular Swordsmith Village in search of a new weapon. Two key visuals were released to commemorate the announcement, featuring the Mist Hashira Muichiro Tokito and Love Hashira Mitsuri Kanroji, who will both play major roles in the upcoming arc. A premiere date for the season has yet to be announced. Demon Slayer's light novel will release sometime in fall 2022, while both seasons of the anime adaptation are now available for streaming on Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll. Okay, so there we go with all the anime stories. We started out with those. Um, Hello, let's see. Let's see. Can you detect Canadian accent from? No, not really. Or any other. Hi, Mike. Hey, Kodo 66 Gaming. How you doing? Is your first time here? Your favorite sandwich? It's good to see you guys. We just got through. If you guys haven't yet, if you guys can like and share the stream, that would very much help to see if we can get some more friendly people in here. We're about to actually move on to the comic articles. Just got done with the anime articles, so um, hopefully you guys will stick around, further enjoy the commentary and the what we're reading here. Let's see. So now we're gonna get into the comic articles, comic news. A few here. Let's see. All right. So here's the first one we're gonna look at. See if you guys are saying anything more there. Oh, okay. All right. So Marvel gives Loki a 2099 themed overhaul in new concept art. Loki sports a new look in Marvel's alternate future in Spider-Man 2099, Exodus number 2, from writer Steve Orlando and artist Marco Castiello. Article by Jeremy Blum, published 23 hours ago. Okay. The Spider-Man of the future is back in a limited series, and he'll be crossing paths with none other than the god of mischief himself, Loki, who's sporting a brand new look and goals in the dystopian Marvel universe of 2099. Loki appears in May's Spider-Man 2099 Exodus number 2, written by Steve Orlando and drawn by Marco Castiello. The futuristic Asgardian, formerly known as the Prince of Lies, has now taken to calling himself the Prince of Outcast. Keen on resurrecting Asgard for his own devious purposes, Loki's new character design features his traditional horns paired with a long green coat and a walking stick. A walking stick, I think, a la Dr. Blake Kane in Thor. Spider-Man 2099. There he is right there. Oh, somebody left. Alright, so anyways, heading back to the article here. Loki previously appeared in the 2099 universe back in 1993, debuting in the pages of X-Men 2099 number 4. A product of the powerful Alchemax Corporation's Aesir program, an attempt to create a new pantheon of Norse gods via genetic experimentation. The Loki of 2099 was originally an Alchemax researcher named Jordan Boone. Unlike the company's other artificially created gods, Boone was able to retain the knowledge of his true identity after morphing into Loki and briefly allied with the X-Men, Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, and the Punisher of 2099 to dismantle Alchemax's Aesir program. He would later undergo another transformation into the devious green shapeshifter called Halloween Jack in Marvel 2099 number 16. The Loki of Spider-Man 2099 Exodus appears to be the same Alchemax created God of Mischief, though what happened to his Halloween Jack persona remains a mystery. We're building a mystery. All right. Continuing on here. Spider-Man 2099 Exodus also introduces a Winter Soldier of 2099 and begins with a celestial falls to Earth, kicking off a journey for Miguel O'Hara as the web slinger of Nueva York faces off against an organization known as the Cabal. The series is written by Orlando, visualized by a number of artists, including Castiello, Paul Fry, David Wachter, Zé Carlos, Alessandro Mircola, and Kim Jacinto. Roving the spinner racks and trading cards of the early 1990s, the world of 2099 was my first future dystopia. Its neon haunted visions of Marvel's future close to my heart, Orlando said. Quote, and at the forefront of that future, fighting as anyone with his name always has for the everyday folks of the future, Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. So, here, decades later, celebrating the 30th anniversary of 2099, is a dream come true. And for Miguel, his fight is bigger than ever, since it's his first time going toe to toe with one of Spider Man's greatest villains. Let's make history together in Spider Man 2099 Exodus and lead the people of 2099 into a new tomorrow. Spider Man 2099 Exodus number 2 goes on sale May 18th. All right, let's see. They left me again. Anyways, getting back to the. All right, so getting ready to move on to the next article here. We're already past the hour mark, so that's good. All right, here's probably a little fun one here. All right. My Little Pony reboot movies Hoofed Heroes headline new IDW series exclusive. One of probably a few bright spots going on for them right now is they're be losing the Transformers and G.I. Joe properties by the end of the year. IDW Publishing announces a new My Little Pony series based on characters from Netflix's recently released reboot movie. Article by John Arverdin, published 11 hours ago. My little pony, my little pony. Everyone knows you are there. The stars of Netflix's My Little Pony, A New Generation, are headlining a new ongoing series from IDW Publishing simply titled My Little Pony. Written by Celeste Bronfman and illustrated by Amy Meberson, My Little Pony features Sunny Star Scout, Izzy Moonbow, Zip Storm, Pip Pedals, Hitch Trailblazer, aka the Main Five, Mane, which basically means the long head of hair, as well as their sidekick, Cloud Puff, as they explore a brand new Equestria following the magical events of the hit movie. With magic returned to Equestria, the ponies are more united than ever, at least until one of the Unity crystals is stolen. Can the main five find the culprit before the magic is gone for good? And could it really be that their pet Pomeranian is leading them to the city of Canterlot of Friendship is Magic fame? So here's some of the artwork there. Almost seem to have human features on these ponies, doesn't it? And look at how their hair is designed too. I mean, very human-like. The manes really are developed there. My little pony, my little pony. Everyone knows you are there. My little pony, my little pony. Let's see. Quote, writing for this new incarnation of My Little Pony has been an incredible experience, Bronfman said. Quote, with a phenomenal team at IDW, we've created a series that speaks to the power of embracing what makes each of us unique and stays true to the heart and passion of friendship is magic. I can't wait for a new generation of fans to set up on epic adventures with these new characters and feel honored to be part of it. Quote, I am thrilled and delighted to return to My Little Pony at IDW with, in smaller quotes, a new generation of comics. Unquote. Meberson added, quote, as a fan since the very first generation, I am honored to continue to be part of the MLP legacy with this wonderful new cast from Hasbro, who are just a blast to draw. Celeste Bronfman and I hope to bring you an epic story spanning two generations, proving that the eternal powers of love and friendship are never far away to help and help heal grief into strength and loss into joy once again, unquote. A sequel to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony A New Generation was supposed to be released in theaters by Paramount Pictures and Hasbro's Entertainment One. However, the studios sold the film to Netflix, where it premiered in September 2021. I think this was hit, not his, by the way. A typo there. Quote, this is a perfect jumping on point for new fans and a key expansion to Equestria that will dazzle longtime readers, unquote. Editor Jonathan Manning said of the new series. Quote, it's been such a pleasure to work with Celeste and Amy to get to know our new main five. These new characters represent how evergreen this amazing franchise is and how adaptable to new audiences. There's something here for everyone. My Little Pony #1, written by Celeste Bronfman, illustrated by Amy Meberson, and features covers by Meberson, Justa Suta, and Brianna Garcia. The issue goes on sale May 5th from IDW Publishing. All right, so there we go with that one. See if anybody's got any comments. Guys, feel free to, if you guys have anything you want to ask or mention about the stories we're talking about, feel free to chime in. Feel free to. All right, so let's see now. Where should we go? Okay, here we go. I haven't been on all day, it looks like. Hour 14, so we're making good time at least. All right, landmark Marvel DC crossover JLA Avengers gets limited reprint in honor of George Perez. The Marvel and DC's JLA Avengers from George Perez and Kurt Busiek returns to print in honor of Perez thanks to The Hero Initiative, article by John Arvidin, published 10 hours ago. I believe this will be the last comic article, and then the seminal Marvel DC crossover, JLA Avengers, is finally getting a reprint. The Hero Initiative is offering the limited reprint in honor of artist George Perez, who worked on crossover with writer Kurt Busiek. Recently revealed a terminal pancreatic cancer diagnosis. The run is limited to 7,000 copies and will retail for $28.99 beginning in March. We have all these characters here. See. Running from 2003 to 2004, the four-issue JLA Avengers was one of the very small handful of official crossovers between the Marvel and DC universes, and spent 2 decades in limbo before finally coming to fruition. The story centers on Avengers and Justice League of America being used as pawns in a game between Krona and the Game Master, who force the teams to collect powerful items such as the Ultimate Nullifier, the Infinity Gauntlet, the Spear of Destiny, and a Green Lantern Power Battery from across the two universes. JLA Avengers was the last Marvel DC crossover to take place and has been out of print since 2008. The aforementioned Hero Initiative is a charity founded in 2000 to help comic book creators in need. Not only is Perez a founding member of the group, but he's also the recipient of the Hero Initiative Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's see now. Outside of JLA Avengers, Perez is known for his work on titles like The New Teen Titans, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Wonder Woman, Action Comics, Infinity Gauntlet, Fantastic Four, and more. After a lengthy career, Perez formally retired from comics in 2019, citing health issues and declining eyesight. Quote, I've had a wonderfully good run doing exactly what I wanted to do since I was a child. He said at the time, now I can sit back and watch the stuff I helped create, entertain whole new generations. That's a pretty nice legacy to look back on. And so much of that is thanks to all of you, the greatest fans in the world. I am humbled and forever grateful. Yeah. And we talked a few months back about George when he was diagnosed. 2 years later, in December 2021, Perez announced he'd been diagnosed with stage 3 pancreatic cancer. Quote, it is surgically inoperable, and my estimated life expectancy is between 6 months and a year. He wrote, I have been given the option of chemotherapy and or radiation therapy, but after weighing all the variables and assessing just how much of my remaining days would be eaten up by doctor visits, treatments, hospital stays, and dealing with the often stressful and frustrating bureaucracy of the medical system, I've opted to just let nature take its course. I will enjoy whatever time I have left as fully as possible with my beautiful wife of 40 years, my family, my friends, and my fans. Unquote. ALA Avengers returns to print in March. from the Hero Initiative on behalf of Marvel and DC with a new afterword from Busiek. Alrighty then. So there we go. So that's all the news articles to read. We do have a couple more news items I can talk about here, as a couple wrestling news bits, as it were. So I was, of course, watching WrestleMania earlier today. A little, earlier this evening, and so I guess a couple big stories coming up. Of course, as we talked about yesterday, Cody and Brandy Rhodes are leaving AEW. Now, for those of you who are watching wrestling, like for the most part, I don't think anybody here has really watched the current state of pro wrestling, anyways. I think I'd start reporting on it anyway because we have talked about like some of the deaths of past people like Mickey J. But might as well we'll touch upon the current goings on too. So there's been more coming out about why Cody Rhodes is leaving A. Now, mind you, Cody Rhodes had left the WWE, I think in 2018 to help start up All Elite Wrestling. He was, now, of course, the owners were the Khan families, Shotty and Tony Khan, and then Cody, along with Kenny Omega and the Jackson brothers, Matt and Nick, were also known as the Young Bucks, were the executive vice presidents. And there's been, and of late, I guess there's been a number of issues that come up to where there was talk, what we covered yesterday in the news is that apparently Cody and AEW couldn't come to terms on a contract. There was some talk, there were money issues where recently within the last year, they've hired, of course, CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, known to most fans as Daniel Bryan during his WWE run, to big money contracts. There's talk that Cody wanted that same kind of money. But even though he was the vice president, he helped create the company. They did not want to give him the money. That's one issue. But apparently, a lot of people would say that if that was the only issue, he probably wouldn't be leaving, because again, he was a executive vice president. There's been some mention here that he and his relationship with Tony Khan may be deteriorating a bit. Tony Khan may not be as respectful to him and his contributions helping the company get going. One of my guesses is they had him come in, for the Rhodes name. Obviously, Cody himself is a pretty talented wrestler in his own right. There was also some talk that Brandy was not well liked backstage. So there's issues in that. And there's also been talk that, whether or not Cody may be returning to the WWF. Now, yesterday when we were talking about it, of course, it was mentioned that, it may not be as now. There's some reports now saying that Vince is interested in bringing Cody back, and they actually give him a significant push starting off. Now, some people are speculating that might be more due to the fact, maybe it's now that AEW is a major presence. Maybe it's Vince's way of trying to stick it to him. Hey, look, we just took one of your vice presidents. Shades of like the whole WWE, WCW Monday Night Wars back in the 90s. With the Outsiders, with Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa Miceli, going over to WCW and dumping the women's title in the trash. But what's kind of also kind of in the got to understand too is that one, Vince traditionally liked having the big men as your main event stars. Cody's a good 6'2", maybe in the 230 range. He's not as big as some of the guys that Vince likes to promote, like Brock Lesnar, like Roman Reigns, like Bobby Lashley. Albeit he established himself as a solid main eventer with AEW when he was given a chance. So, um, so Cody is definitely out of AEW. Right now, it looks like he might be going to the WWF. As to how they'll use him, we'll just have to wait and see. Another big piece of news that came out in regards to the upcoming WrestleMania, and they've been WWE has been promoting a match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kevin Owens. Now, Austin, of course, doesn't wrestle. They said he hasn't wrestled since he retired back in 2003 from his neck injuries. He's made appearances. He's coming, maybe taking somebody out here and there, but he hasn't really been involved in a match too much. And they're wondering, they might try it and see how he works out, whether or not to extend said program. Let me just check something here because Austin's been Austin, of course, has been Austin, of course. Let's see, born December 16th. So Austin is 57 years old right now. So you're talking about a 57-year-old going up against Kevin Owens, who I believe was probably in his. Yeah, he's born in 1984, so he'd be 37. So you're talking about a battle between two individuals who are like 20 years age difference. Austin's 57-year-old going up against a 37-year-old. So, and depending upon how Austin might do in the ring would determine if they would plan to extend the program or not. So that's the other big news that came out from wrestling right there is that Austin they've been kind of hyping it up on WWE programming a match between Austin and Owens. So with that, guys, we're coming up on the hour and a half mark here. It's a good time to wind down, considering that I've been the only one here most of the night. So let's see now. All right. So with that, let's see. So I guess it's a good time to start looking at this day in Nietzsche history. History. Say, let me double check here. All right, and then 2007. Okay. So for the first stop, we're gonna go back 25 years ago today. going to go back 25 years ago today. As we head back to 1997. As on this date in 1997, In Your House 13, Final Four was held by the WWE, WWE, WWF, or I guess it was still a WWF at the time. WWF Final Four. Main event that saw a fatal four. The main event saw Bret Hart defeat Steve Austin, Undertaker, and Vader in a four corners elimination match to win the vacant WWF championship. The championship that had been vacated when Shawn Michaels had suffered a legit injury after beating Sid Vicious for the title at Royal Rumble. And I believe this would be this, throughout all this. Eventually, I believe Sid would beat Bret like the next night, which would set up a match for the WWF World Heavyweight Title between Sid and or Psycho Sid, as he was known in WWE, and Undertaker. Also, the card saw Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon defeat Owen Hart and the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith via DQ in a WWF World Tag Team Championship match. Furnas and LaFon were a strong team over in Japan and had come over in '97 and done some work in ECW as well as WWE. But, Rocky Maivia, who we now know of today as The Rock, would retain the Intercontinental Championship over Hunter S. Helmsley, aka Triple H, having a six-man tag match. The members of Nation Domination, Crush, Farouk, and Savio Vega, defeating Bart Gunn, Flash Funk, and Goldust. And that's pretty much a lot of the big matches there. A couple others. But on this date, 25 years ago, from the UTC Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee, WWF held its In Your House, the 13th In Your House event called Final Four. So with that, get ready to move on to the next piece in each history. As we head over to 2000, which was 22 years ago today. As on this date, 22 years ago today, the 20th issue of Valiant Comics Quantum and Woody went on sale today. I think it was a penultimate issue of this series. It went on sale on this date in 2022 years ago for $2.50, 32 pages. The story was called Heroes, written by James C. Owsley, penciled by Mark D. Bright. Greg Adams did the inking, and then Wendy Fouts Bloom did the coloring. So this date, 22 years ago, the penultimate issue of Quantum and Woody, number 20, went on sale from Valiant Comics. I believe that was what it was, right? Yeah, Valiant Comics. And the final piece of niche history we will look at. On this date in 2007, the Brazilian animated film Monica's Gang in an Adventure in Time was premiered in movie theaters in Brazil on this date. In 2007. So 15 years ago today, the Brazilian animated film Monica's Gang in an Adventure in Time premiered on this date. It was released by Disney via Buena Vista International. So there you go. I thank everybody for being here tonight. Um, don't forget this Friday, Batgoat will be with me, and we will be looking at comics that went on sale in October 1938. We'll be starting on October 38 coverage. We'll be looking at DC Comics this Friday, so we'll be looking at like Detective Comics Volume 1, Issue 21. I think we're up to like Action Comics number 7, I think, or something like that. Be looking at stories from Slam Bradley, Zatara, and possibly Ted Johnson, time permitting. So I thank everybody for being here. I hope you all had a good night tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.